Well, here it is Tuesday afternoon, and I'm out here on the front porch. As you can see, I'm not in the house. A little sunny. I'm kind of squinting a little bit. Let me pop these down. I ain't got to squint so bad now. Of course, you can't see my eyes, but it is what it is. I think this year, if you're able to grow a garden, I think everybody that's able to grow a garden should. And you know, that's just my 2 cents on it. I know that I grow a garden every year, or attempt to grow a garden every year of certain things. This year I'm going to have a large offset. I'm going to have I'm going to have a lot more raised beds than I've ever had before. I'm going to be adding in a few extra things that I normally don't grow. One of the things, well, a couple of the things is zucchinis. I mean, I don't mind zucchini, but after you eat so many of them, you get sick of them. But I'm going to grow some zucchini, I'm going to grow some squash, and there's a new style eggplant. I'm going to grow that too. I've never been fond of eggplant, but it's healthy for you, and I need to change my eating habits, so maybe I can find a way to eat eggplant and not be bleh about it, and you know, be better for me. And I know I'm going to have a ton of tomatoes this year. A ton of tomatoes. Because that's one thing that everybody loves at the market is tomatoes. And not only just for the market point of view, is I can use them for my personal use, what I use for my dehydrator. Because I can grind some up into a powder, and I can keep some in slice form, or I can take them and slice some decent ones and put them in a salt water brine, and I can can them that way, and then I can have sliced, of course they'd be green canned slices, they won't be red ones, because you can red sliced tomatoes, they just turn to mush. So not that I've ever tried, but everything I've read and looked into it, that, you know, green tomatoes are the best way to I guess, pickle, if you want to call it that. Then I've attempted to, I've grown cucumbers a few times. I've only had a good, successful batch of cucumbers, and that was like 4.5 years ago. And but every year I try to grow cucumbers, and this year I've seen something, and I'm going to follow this person's steps, and I'm going to do my best to get a good production rate of cucumbers, because we like making German salad, which is cucumbers, lettuce, and tomato. No, cucumbers, lettuce, onion, and tomato, and then I think it's like a teeny bit of water and vinegar, and just let it soak in the fridge for a period of time. Take it out, there you go. And but there's a lot of things I'm attempt to grow as well, like zucchinis and squash and eggplant and a few other small odd and end things, and kind of go from there with some of the stuff I've been trying to look at, seed catalogs online and a bunch of other things. But yeah, I've already got some fertilizer in for my blueberry plants. I'm gonna start fertilizing my blueberries probably I don't know, end of March, 1st of April. Do like a little small type fertilizing on them, and wait a few weeks and another light application, and then once probably about May or June, give a little bit heavier application, but not too much. And then once they start to blossom and bloom, kind of do a little bit heavier, and then just kind of wait and see what they do. But I'm going to grab a few more, well, technically it's a fire ring. It's a galvanized steel band made for like, oh, what do you call them, fire pits. But I'm going to grab another one of them, put around my other blueberry plant, and add some more blueberries around that one, do the same thing with it, and kind of keep them all kind of clustered together. Potatoes is another thing. I'm gonna get them started probably mid-March. Get a container for them and put a thing of potatoes in the ground, or in a raised bed, not really in the ground. And then on top of that, I'm gonna have to start coming through here, weeding out my old beds and everything else, these weeds that I left in there, and start fertilizing the dirt a little bit, put some nutrient back into the soil, and getting everything kind of pre-ready for planting. But of course I know planting won't be really available till at least the second week of May for us. But if I can get, you know, the bed started and everything kind of humdingered together, so that way by the time it is ready to start planting, I can have everything said, done, and ready. I do know that there's a tree somewhere over here behind me that's going to be taken down sometime this summer. Well, not this summer. It'll be taken down sometime this spring. One of the guys I was talking to told me he'd take it down for $300. So, with that being said and done, yeah, I can't wait, because then it's going to open up a lot more sunlight this way, and my blueberries will get a lot more sunlight. And then sometime I got these big old wader boots, snake boots type things for Christmas. I'm going to get inside the pool, and my feet's going to freeze. Even though they're insulated somewhat, they're going to freeze. And I got to pull that plug down there so we can get the rest of this water out of this thing. And then after that, pick up the pool and get it out of the way. And I'm going to see if Adam could come over here with a tiller and till up the dirt next to the porchway a little bit, so we can shape it down, make it more flat, and then bring the pool back up, because we had the pool up against the porch a couple of years ago and it was offset like that. So I want to make sure it's nice and even, so that way I don't have to worry about having a ladder as much the way it is. And then possibly see about getting like a pull ladder that screws into the deck, so that way we can just have the pool up against the deck and have the pull ladder off the deck going into the pool, and everything's, you know, taken care of. I did find a pump for it. I'm going to get a pump for the pool this year. I found a bunch of chlorine tablets online that are fairly priced, a lot cheaper than what they were this past summer. Of course, it's the off season, so it's going to be a lot cheaper. And that's one of the few things I'm going to be looking at as well, getting at least a couple of containers of them, so that way when everything's said and done, I can have all the chlorine tablets that I need for the poo. There's a bunch of things I got to do around here. Since today is a fairly nice day, I think me and Junior is going to come out here and we're going to pick up some of this debris around the yards blowing around from the winter weather, and some other miscellaneous odd and ends we got to pick up and clean up, and try to get it that just, I don't want super clean, I just want enough to where it doesn't look like Joe Blow the underpass bum lives here. So, and then every time we take stuff out, especially if the garbage cans are full, outside neighbors' kitties or stray kitties come in here and they tear the bags open and garbage falls out, and then the wind blows it around the yard, and I got to pick up all that good old stuff. And then back here in the back where the goat pen, actually where I had extended the goat pen, about 2 weeks ago we had a nice rainstorm, and a part of a tree fell, crushed part of the fencing over there. So I'm going to have to cut up the tree piece and clean up a lot of the debris around there, and Of course, the fence is shot now, so kind of salvage what I can from that, certain pieces or certain parts of the fence. There's just a bunch of things around here I need to take care of, and I figure, you know, today it's not super cold, it's cool. I hear geese. Man, they're way up there. Man, I can barely even see them. There must be at least 80 something geese. I'll tell you what. Let's see if I can get them on my camera without blinding you. I ain't got my glasses on, so not too far by the sunlight. Can't do it. Back it out. I tried. But man, there's a ton of geese up there flying. If I had to guess, has to be at least 80 of them up there in a big old cluster. I was hearing them, but I just didn't. That's why I kept looking up for them. I couldn't find them. Yeah, they're still up there. I didn't figure I would be able to let you see them. I mean, just by the naked eye, they look like they're like little bitty dots in the sky. But I figured I could zoom in enough, but evidently not. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's a good sign when you're seeing a bunch of them geese like that going back south. It's a really good sign for me, because that means we might have an early spring. But then again, we might not. Of course, regardless, everybody's like, well, everybody keeps talking about Groundhog Day, you know, seeing the shadow, not seeing the shadow, blah, 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 blah. Regardless, if he sees it or not, still 6 more weeks of winter. But this ain't the first time I've heard that many. This is like the second day that I've heard a big old squawk of geese flying that direction, going back south. So you never know, we might get lucky. Fingers are crossed, because it's only like 54 more days till springtime anyway, technically. But I'm so ready for this winter to be over. I'm tired of being cold. I'm ready to come out here and start getting these beds operational for them, and getting stuff situated and set up and prepared. And the one raised bed that I ordered online that said it would be here by the 24th, which I found out was not going to be here by the 24th, because it's already the 25th. Basically, it's coming from China. That's why it's taking so long. So, you know, I figured he'll get here when he needs to get here. But I went online on Amazon, and I looked up a few more beds, and I looked at the seller. I've been trying to find the sellers, stuff like that, so that way I can find something that's within the United States, and I don't have to order directly from China, then have to wait 2 weeks to a month to get it. And but I mean, I'll pay a little more to find a seller in the U.S. and it'll be worth it, because I'll get it that much quicker than having to wait what I have been. But it's only time, so it's no big deal really. See, the neighbors are coming in. Picked up one of their kitties. That means it's about 2:30 or 2:30-ish. So I guess that means I need to wrap this up and get ready to go inside and download it, put it online, and kind of go from there. I know this ain't been much of a video, but it's a start. And I guess if all else fails, I'll catch some of y'all again later. Y'all have a great day, and hopefully I'll have some better news for you later this week. So until then, have a great day.